I'm gonna see if I can get these liner packs out using a hydraulic jack. So my plan is to pull these bad ones out, maybe the back four, and then pull the ones that appear to be good out of this engine if my jack method works. So, yeah, if using a hydraulic jack works, then I don't need to borrow the liner kit removal tool from work. And I should have asked to borrow it yesterday, and I forgot, and today's Sunday, so one of the lead hand, well, actually it wasn't a lead hand, it was one of our engine mechanics, Tom. He said, you know, you can always use a hydraulic jack, so it's done that back in the day. So we're gonna give that a go. And yeah, because I gotta pull them out, assess the damage to the bearings and stuff, and see if we're gonna reuse them or not. But anyways, before I get too far started, I wanna thank those of you that sent me some license plate wall art. So I got a Arizona license plate to hang up in the shop from Pete and Diane Monk. Thank you very much. I believe this was on their RV, and you know what? I like RVs, so that's pretty cool. Thank you very much. It's gonna go in the shop. I'm not sure where yet. I gotta get some more magnets because I use like these magnets for hanging stuff, and this was a letter I got from Jeff Williams from Australia. You could say it normally like, well, I guess depending on where you are or you live is how normally is. So, because I got a Canadian accent. I'm just gonna open up this one that came from Ohio. So, yeah, Ohio. Oh yeah. This is from John Wasco in Ohio. These plates belong to his dad, and this is really cool. So his dad had a veteran plate, so he got me his dad's veteran plate, which is really cool. And as well, his dad's 1971 Ohio plate, and this was on his dad's classic car that he had. He had a 1971 Volvo that was mint. There's actually a video on YouTube. I'll try to remember to attach the link down below. And I feel pretty honored to be entrusted with his dad's plate on his Volvo. So it's gonna go on the shop wall, and every time I look at it, I'll think of John's dad and that video of him and how smitten he was by his car. So yeah, that's really cool. So this plate, this is a firefighter plate. I like this one, Rob Bob. Now this one is a Wisconsin firefighter license plate, excuse me, from Rob Haas. Back in the day, he was on the volunteer fire department, and this was his plate. So thanks, Rob. I can't wait to hang it on the shop. I got lots of real estate for plates. So thanks guys that sent me in a plate. And yeah, if you're from a state that I haven't got yet, feel free to send me an old plate if you got one laying around. I'd love to hang it on the wall. But we got Wisconsin, Ohio, Arizona, and Tennessee. I've got a Florida one that I picked up on holidays. I don't know if it's a real plate or not, as well as a California one, which I don't know if it's a real plate or not. But anyways, let's get to it. So another thing that just arrived, guys, is my tool I bought for turning over this engine. So this tool, there's a hole on this side of the bell housing, and it goes in there, clicks into the ring gear, and then we can rotate the engine over. So I was using a bar on the ring gear, and I mean, it worked, but it's not not ideal. And I'm gonna need that for when I set the top end. So anyways, I'm gonna clean up a bit of my mess and get a chunk of cardboard to lay on and get at her. Okay, so this is our good block, and it actually looks really good, I think. So I'm gonna clean up these surfaces a little bit and put the main caps back on. And the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave 1 and 2. I might have to, hard to say, because I'm gonna have to pull this oil sump pickup off. But I think I'm gonna leave hole 1 and 2 and reuse them. And 3, 4, 5, 6, we're gonna pop out. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reuse this gasket. This is a budget build. And we gotta change the sump because the other engine, the truck is a set forward, so I gotta move the sump back there. And yeah, so right now I'm gonna pull the piston cooling jets out. You can see there's one up there, and there's one there, there's one there. Because to pull those cylinder packs out, I'm gonna have to do that. That's interesting. When it's all the way down, that piston does come out a little bit. Probably, interesting. Interesting. That seems like a weakness. So I think we'll do this one next because it's down, so that'll be the easy one to do. So let's pull that one out. Is it going to fall over, Mike? I don't know. I don't know. And just like that, we got ourselves a piston cooling nozzle out. And this one is already out. And this one, I can't get to it right now. So this one I can take out. So I'll have to pull these caps off, which are probably 16 millimeter? Not sure. Okay. I need the big guns pointed at my heart. Bang, bang, shoot me like a firing squad. Oh. Okay. That looks good. Too bad the cylinder bore looks terrible. So now, I think I'm gonna rotate this a little bit. That one looks good, and that's I wanna put that cap back in, you know that? So what number is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. So it's number 4. Okay, so I cleaned it up. I got my assembly grease on it. I cleaned that. Made sure the shims are back in. So this can go up here like this. Put my bolts back in. it's not. There we go. Now these bolts will have to be torqued and then torque turned. Now, I'll figure out what the torque specs are exactly, and maybe we'll clean up that other one. Yeah, let's pull these out. Put on a somewhat clean piece of paper. There's just some dried oil, so I just want to clean it up with a little bit of emery. I checked with the shop and they said that's exactly what you want to do, as long as there's no pitted corrosion, which it doesn't look like there is. Remember guys, this is a budget make it run. You know, this isn't a show truck that's putting on 1,000,000 miles. If it gets to that point, it'll need to be rebuilt in 5,000 hours probably, or 7,000 hours if it lasts like it should. So yeah, that's actually quite nice. I'm just going to give it just a little bit of a cleaner upper. It's my technical cleaner upper. So one of our mechanics told me that I could actually jack these piston packs out if you don't have a tool, so I'm giving that a whirl. Got a chunk of ready rod here. We'll see if it works, or if this is all, you know. Well, that worked. I've got 2 holes clear. Did you do the front yard? Yeah. Oh, okay.
I did the part in the front with like the long road and the front-ish yard part. And I did the goat field and the path leading up to it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good job.
Also, sorry, I saw that stray cat that's been around.
Oh.
It darted out from the bushes and kind of went back and forth a bit when I was in the goat field. Then it ran into like a little wooded area just past the goat field.
Oh. Oops. Dang cat.
I'll leave this here and inside.
Okay. There we go. This shouldn't be That's number 5. That's number 4, 5. And then number 6 will be up there. I'll do the other one. Or anything on them. Okay. There. Now, I need to torque those. Okay, according to the internet, the main caps are supposed to be torqued to 110 foot-pounds and then torque turned, I believe, at 60 degrees. Lighten that up. Okay, I'm gonna mark these. So I know I've torqued them. Now, the torque turn. The torque turn! Make sure everything rotates nicely. Oh yeah. Like butter. Butter! You can see my assembly lube oozing out a little bit there. So now, I'm going to make a mark on my impact socket and with a scribe, and then try this torque turn thing. Torque turn time. So I'm going to go on this side. I'm going to go. So, according to the internet, we need to torque turn these 60 degrees, and apparently it's all right to use an impact. So, YouTube says it's okay. We're gonna give it a go. So, I marked. You know what? I should have a headlamp on because my light's on the wrong side. I marked my impact so it's got lines on it. So the theory is, if I line that line up with that, and then I just tighten it until the next line lines up. Just like that. Well, it's not even terribly difficult. You know what? I think I'm going to make this one over here so I can see it better. There we go. That's torque turned. That wasn't terribly difficult at all. Oops, and I got red marker on my hands, which means I torqued them. Oops. I didn't pull the other ones off, so they're going to stay. My white grease is oozing out nicely, so that's good. Oh yeah. Butter. Bitter, better, butter, butter. There's the gasket. I'm gonna put the bolts back in there so I don't lose them. They're not gonna go anywhere. There. Okay. I think I'm pretty much done under here for now. Okay, so now I gotta clean the deck. These two liner bores I've cleaned and I don't want to get any dust in them, and I'm gonna reuse them, so I used some masking tape just to seal off the bore. There. Now I can leave those there and kind of clean up the deck. So, and I missed. I'm gonna try using some 220 grit sandpaper to keep it fairly flat, because I know they say like a little emery buffer on a die grinder is fine, and then I thought, well, this would be a little bit flatter because you want to try and keep from having heaps and hollows, so give it a shot. I think it's working, although I think it's filling up my sanding pad a lot. Maybe I'll scrape it first. I did kind of scrape it over here. It's a bit tricky with leaving these liners in, but what do you do? This is a brass wire wheel, so being that it's brass, it'll wear out before the steel should. So just clean it up over here. And I use this for here. Worked like a hot dang. So slow and steady. Good job. Something like that. There. I think that's good. Maybe just a little bit here. Antifreeze in there. Left over from pulling the head off. So I'm just cleaning all my holes out, brake cleaning down the surfaces. I used my wire wheel and buffed in here. Then I thought, you know what? I should blow out these cylinder head bolt holes, and that was a good idea. But some of them do have stuff in them, but not anymore. Oh. You know that? That's what I think I'm gonna do. Or I could put some oil on it, but I'm thinking some assembly lube might be good. There. I think we're ready. As ready as we'll ever be. So now, I need to get the head ready. So I'm going to cover this up. And I've got rags in the bottom that I had to protect our crankshaft So I'll just pull these out. There. So I think it's ready for some piston packs. Look at that. It's all cleaned up. Actually, I should give that a wipe. There's just a little bit of moisture on that. But looks good. Looks good. I'm gonna get some plastic or something to cover this because I've cleaned these little doohickeys here, which scares me. The push rod on the cam followers, just make sure there's no plug off in the hole and dirt, and yeah, then I get to work on the head and clean it up pretty soon. Well, it's the next day. I tell ya. So yeah, I think I pretty much got that one ready for 4 holes. I actually put the filler on this and I put the power steering pump, getting ready to swap parts over. But like everything else that I do these days, nothing is simple, cut and dry. So here is the caps out of Duke. Now, if you look at the caps, you'll notice something very particular about them. The bearing surface actually doesn't look that bad, but they're not fractured. So if we look at, say, this one, now I wanted to look at the bearing. There is some debris in it. You can see I don't know, a bit of a line there. They actually don't look terrible, but I wanted to ensure that it is a cat bearing, which it is. But this cap, it's not a cat cap. Doesn't say cat anywhere on it. And if I scooch over here, these are the liner kits we took out of the salvaged engine. Now you can see that it's they're fractured caps, they're numbered, and they say C13. C13. Definitely have some wear on them and stuff, but so I was gonna take, as you know, I'm gonna roll back over here. I was gonna take the 4 or 5 good liner kits out of Duke's original engine and put them in the other engine and use 2 of the good kits in the other engine. The only problem is they've got different guts. I'm guessing that this engine was rebuilt at 7,000 hours, like they said, or pardon me, 7,000 hours ago, and it used an aftermarket kit, which would have different connecting rods. And these don't look, I don't know, these don't look as beefy, which makes me tend to wonder, is that why this engine failed? So we look at the pistons, you know, these looked good, but I don't think those are cat parts. And if we look in here, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's all smooshed. What failed? Did the piston fail? I almost want to think that the liner wall failed in order to do that. But I don't know. But anyways, off topic. I was going to use 4 kits. So I was going to use these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put in that engine. But the problem with that is I talked to the shop today and they said you can't mix and match. So I can't use 2 fractured cap OEM cat liner kits with 4 aftermarket non-fractured cap connecting rods, because basically your engine will be out of balance and then it'll go shake itself apart. So what does this mean? means I feel like I'm at square one. I feel like either I rebuild this and I buy a gold kit or a platinum kit, short block or long block. Of course, short block, I'll have to make sure the head is good. So I'd have to send the head out and have a rebuilt C13 and rebuild this block, which means tearing all that stuff out and putting all new stuff in, minus the crank. Or if I'm gonna say spend a minimum of $15,000 to do that, do I look for another engine again and then sell this? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's good parts. That's what I'm saying. I got some parts. I got some good parts, I think. Or do I see if I can find a jobber aftermarket rebuild kit and not use genuine cat because it's expensive? Personally, I don't like the aftermarket. I don't think it lasts as long. Makes me wonder if this failure is because it wasn't cat components. But for what I'm doing with the truck, if I can get a rebuild kit cheaper than cat, might be a way to go. Use this engine. But I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, is I'm at a crossroads. What do I do? It's time to spend some big money. Well, significant money. So, yeah. What to do, what to do. What to do, what to do. And you know, all I had to do was trailer. Well, no, I was going to say, you know, all I had to do is trailer this truck home. But the reality is, if it had one bad hole, it's got 6 bad holes because it's not OEM. If it was OEM, I'd put, you know, 1 cylinder pack in, but it's not. So, what am I going to do? Rebuild it with new parts? Maybe get another engine. I got stuff I can sell. I probably, you know, we know this block is good and da-da-da-da. Where do I find that C15 or? I don't know, but I got some thinking to do. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's much appreciated. Please smash that like button, or you know what, just click it, because Lord knows I need all the help I can get these days. And I'll see you in the next one. We will see you in the next one. What do we see you with? I don't know. But the saga continues. You know what, guys? On further inspection, I think I'm just going to send it. We're putting this thing together. It's going to make smoke. If it blows up, we're going to take that risk. It's not going to blow up. Probably last forever, actually. But we're going to send it. It's going back together. Yep, it's going back together.